I have never expected myself to be so captivated with someone and something that I paid little to no attention of going into it, but this whole Dr. Disrespect thing and his coming back arc in the storyline here. I've got to say, I get it now. He's just genuinely stupid. Like he's not an intelligent human being. Now, I know a number of people have talked about this already. D'Angelo, by the way, made an excellent video about this. I'd recommend checking out his video on the Doctor Disrespect speed run, as he called it, to the speed running the end of his career. But anyway, this guy, like, what I don't get is he's basically burned his bridge on Twitch, got banned there permanently, and YouTube is choosing to allow him to still stay on this platform. Why would you then come back and just constantly just have this stream where it's a 4 hour defending myself and bringing attention to this whole thing that is canceling me in the eyes of many people? And the thing about this is when I looked at this and I looked at the numbers, and I'm like, oh, he still has, thousands upon thousands of fans that are willing to support him. They're willing to come back, willing to praise him. There's people in social media saying like, oh, we owe him an apology. By the way, if you're one of the people that say that, you're as unintelligent as Guy Beahm is. But anyway, this is a guy who, in his own words, said, I inappropriately talked with a minor. That's it. Game over. There's no defending it now. Like, you said that in your own words. Like, I don't want to hear any sort of legalities that no judge found any law was broken or whatever. Okay, that's great. You didn't break a law. That doesn't mean what you said is inexcusable. That something like a company like Twitch, which he's trying to purport now that they had no business doing what they did, they can do whatever they want. It's their public image. If a guy who already, and this is public domain because he came out and apologized for it, he already committed adultery on his wife right after they had a baby. Excuse me, right after she had a baby. He must have really cared about that baby so much that he was busy sticking his hoo-hoo dilly and other ha-has. But anyway, this is a guy that has already committed adultery, which, okay, I'm sure Twitch can't exactly be too pleased with that. And now they discover using one of their private messaging services that he is again, using his own words, talking inappropriately with a minor. Gee, would Twitch want to continue taking a chance with that or not? Oh, gee, I don't know. And that's the thing that gets, the one thing that's getting lost in all this is, why would Twitch want to disassociate with you? If it's just some hit job, it's just he's painting it now to be like, oh, it was just a hit job on your boy, man. They just wanted to take me down. That's all it was to it. Twitch wanted to willingly lose millions upon millions of dollars. Like, what? I'm sorry. The initiative of just setting you up and getting rid of you was the motivation. They just didn't like me. They didn't like earning millions upon millions of dollars. What? I'm sorry, but there's got to be a little bit more than them just not wanting you, them just having a hit job on you. And again, people are saying like, well, why don't you just release the DMs? If they're so clearing of your image, and you say, hey, look, there's nothing illegal about them. Okay, then go ahead and show them hot shot. Oh, what is this, second grade? What, sweetheart? I know your brother put the Matchbox cars up really high because he doesn't want you playing with his Matchbox cars. I know. Life is unfair to kids that are 2 years old. Not even 2 years old. Anyway. And speaking like I'm talking to my almost 2-year-old daughter here. And the decisions I make in life, like, the guy that flips me off in traffic that thinks I cut him off or something. Like, okay, maybe if I'm not a father, I get a little bit more rowdy with them and yell out the window, flip the bird back or something like that. But yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, no, 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 no. I have a future to think about here. I can't risk having some brawl on the side of the road, some road rage incidents or something like that. Like, I'm a father. I take respectful moves in life. Like, okay, the guy thinks I cut him up, whatever. Go home and complain to your wife that I cut you off in traffic. Anyway, the point being here is this guy who is a father with a child that got a reprieve from committing adultery on his wife that just had a baby and had success, started getting the esports awards again and stuff like that. Again, D'Angelo details these much better than I ever could. He speaks much more eloquently than I ever could, by the way. The guy makes excellent content. This guy gets that reprieve and then still continues to, in his own words, talk inappropriately to a minor on a private messaging system. And this guy is going to come back and do nothing but bring more attention to that. There are tens upon tens of millions of people, and you may say that's an exaggeration. Okay, then millions upon millions of people that know this guy as someone who was trying to groom and talk inappropriately to a minor. And you have a child. Like, come on, man. You're ruining your child's life. Like, again, like, I'm trying to devil's advocate to say this, like, what would I do if I was in his situation? Like, number one, I wouldn't be in his situation to begin with. Oh my God, she's pulling out the Baby Shark book. And she's bringing it over here. Oh no. Sorry, guys. By trying devil's advocate to say, like, okay, you're hypothetically in Dr. Disrespect's shoes. What do? I come back and I just ignore all this. Try and make it income. Try and do just anything that doesn't bring attention to it. Because people will just get frustrated and be like, fine, we're not going to keep pestering about this. You know, we already saw enough proof to get our judgment against him. Because there's a whole attitude with entertainment and people that appreciate, like someone like a Chris Brown. They respect him for what he does. He sings and dances well, but they understand that he pummeled the holy heck out of Rihanna and turned her face into a swollen potato. And you could show fans, like, say, like, oh my gosh, there is leaked surveillance footage of Chris Brown punching Rihanna in the face 50 times. And then when he's done punching, his hands get tired and he starts kicking her in the face. You could show that to the most diehard Chris Brown fans and they'll be like, that's messed up, but you know what? He still sings and dances well. And I like his albums. I like the way he performs on stage. Like, that's the thing. Like, people will not care. They will appreciate an art form even if the individual is completely heinous that is creating that art form. Like, Dr. Disrespect will have thousands upon thousands of fans, which, again, there could be leaked pictures of him doing the most indiscriminate things and unholy things to people that are not even a teenager yet. And his fans will still be just like, oh, whatever. He's, I don't agree with that, but I like the way he looks in that wig and ridiculous glasses and that vest and is always in character all the time, which, by the way, would it kill you, Dr. Disrespect, to drop the character for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes when your livelihood is on the line and you're begging for forgiveness and begging that you're set up? You're begging that all these companies were creating hit pieces. Oh, they're putting all these false accusations in these titles of these articles that were made about me. Then sue them. Sue them for slander. Should be a slam dunk case, right? You have all the proof there. Go ahead, sue them. What, you talk a big game, yet go ahead and back it up with your actions, tough guy. Fake tough guy. That's the thing. He's just a stupid fake tough guy. That's all he ever is. That's all he's ever going to be. He is a stupid, fake, tough guy that honestly only gets people to follow him that are equally weak-minded or children. And I'm sorry, if you're an adolescent and you follow and you like him, it's because you're an adolescent. It's because you don't understand what a phony piece of garbage he is. What a fake tough guy he is. What if push came to shove, he would be the one getting pushed and not shoving. His type are a dime a dozen. He is a complete punk. He has no respect for his family. He wants to talk about, I have such a beautiful family that you cheated on immediately when your wife had a kid. That I've worked hard to regain my image and get things back together with my family after my past indiscretions. And then you self-admittedly said you were talking inappropriately with a minor on a messaging service. That's your idea of doing hard work, getting the family life back together. You're a punk. You're a complete waste of oxygen. You really are. You're stupid. And honestly, you don't have that intelligent of a brain, so maybe you require less oxygen as a human being. So maybe that's the bright side to all this. That maybe he just requires a little less oxygen to function as a human being because he's just such an imbecile. I like to convince myself that imbeciles at his level don't require as much oxygen. So there, that's the silver lining to the cloud that I could possibly devil's advocate out of this. It's just astonishing. And like, no, I'm not upset that he's still making money or anything like that, that he still has fans, because again, Chris Brown still has fans. Chris Brown has fans the second those pictures of Rihanna released, of her bloody battered face. People are like, oh my god, Chris Brown can beat me up too, leaving comments like that over social media. I don't care. He is such a smooth man. Oh, I love his style, the way he performs. Human trash attracts a human trash. Idiots attract idiots, and Dr. Disrespect is a perfect example of that. And I know it gets into a whole political thing, like, oh, he's against pronouns and stuff like that. Oh, he's against cancel culture, stuff like that. So then you have to have those people jump on, like, he's a defender of the anti-cancel culture. So we have to defend him too, no matter what he does. He's one of the biggest beacons of light. He's one of the biggest dullars to stand up for any cause. So have fun with that. Anyway, hey, Dr. Disrespect and to his fans, congratulations. You're still going to continue to go on and on with this. And I feel bad for his kid. I feel bad for his kid because his father's transgressions are going to be so much more widely known than anything else that child's dad will do for them in his life, in his or her. I don't even know if his kid's a boy or a girl. But anyway, in their life. I couldn't imagine my kids being known as like, oh, your dad's the guy that cheated on your mom right after you were born. And he starts talking to minors. Maybe he started talking to people that go to our grade school. Like, that's the type of stuff your son or daughter is going to be receiving by the school bully, by the school ridiculers, by kids just being kids. And again, that's just like, that's how I look at this, as the perspective of a father, and I have 3 kids. My gosh, like what's the worst thing they're gonna say? Like, oh, your dad's the one that gets upset every time the Eagles lose to the Cowboys. Like, that's the biggest thing they're gonna say about me? Your dad blocked my dad on YouTube. That's the biggest thing that they're gonna say about me? Your dad attacked AVGN for being a money grubber. Oh boy, I hope my kids don't live too much of a tortured life if someone approaches them with that. And again, we're talking about thousands of people that would potentially know anything that I've done online. You're talking about millions upon millions of people. And honestly, this transcends just his fan base. This is stuff that got picked up by mainstream media. Millions upon millions of people know about Dr. Disrespect, Guy Beahm, and all his transgressions. And the fact that he's coming back and bringing this up, like I said, if I was going to devil's advocate this and be in Dr. Disrespect's shoes, like, I have no qualms coming back, I would just not address it. Like, why get more eyeballs onto the subject? Because again, It's just more potential fodder that's going to ruin your kid's life. You dumb it. ASS. See, I'm a respectful parent. I won't even say ASS out loud under my sub 2-year-old daughter, in front of my daughter. Anyway, she's going to freak out. She locked the door. Yep, you locked the gate. You did it yourself. You trapped yourself in the playroom, hon. Anyway, one last thing I want to add with this to show like how this guy is just so unintelligent and he just doesn't recognize the optics of the situation. He tweeted out when he was planning his whole comeback tour here. He tweeted out that picture of him standing at the table and the chessboard was in front of him and had the chess pieces on his side and across from him had checkers. Okay, the immediate reaction I thought of when I saw this picture, I was like, what? Is that one of your underage girls that you're grooming on the other side playing checkers? And like right away, you look at the comments and people are saying exactly that. Like, oh, that must have been one of the teenagers you're grooming you're playing with there. Like, why an intelligent person that just got caught by their own words admitting they talked inappropriately to a minor would you draw a correlation to checkers, which is seen as something as a kid's game? And then another thing he did was he had this like return video package, this pre-made video where it's showing him rushing off to his private island, like it's this big secure island of fortress of solitude type thing from like in this day and age where you have the Sean P. Diddy Combs sex assault island, Epstein Island. Why would you want to go for that optic look? Like, again, this just goes to show you how stupid a human being this guy is. Anyway, I'm just, in a way, I'm glad that he is falling flat on his face and that he will have to wear a wig and sunglasses to not be ridiculed in public. Because like I said in that previous video I made about him, like I said in videos I made about EDP, like EDP is going to be forever known as a 500-pound pedo. Like they see him, people are like, whoa, that's that 500-pound pedo we saw on the internet. And Guy Beahm is going to be known as, oh, that's the guy that by his own admittance talked inappropriately to a minor, and the guy that by his own admittance cheated on his wife right after she had a baby. Wonderful family image you're creating there for you. Again, the only person I feel sorry for, and I don't feel sorry for any of his fans that he dupes anymore. I hope he takes all donations from them, takes and runs his fans dry. The only person I feel sorry for is this kid. His wife, you could say, well, don't you feel bad for her because she catches flack in this? No, because she can leave. She can leave and take the kid with him. I mean, that's what I would recommend to do. But again, he makes millions upon millions of dollars too, and maybe she's just blocking this out. Doesn't go too much into any sort of social sphere. So maybe she's fine with everything like that. Maybe they're just going to homeschool their kid forever. But again, the kid's eventually going to get into the real world at some point. And again, I only feel sorry for his kid. That is all. And then I guess I have nothing else left to say. So that is all.